Australian touring car racing wore a new face when the cars rolled out for the 1985 Championship opener at rural Winton in northern Victoria. A mere pony ride from Ned Kelly's old stamping ground. Gone were the Ford Falcons and Mazda RX-7s and Chevy Camaros, cars that ruled the roost in the recent past, under the old Group C rules. Now the big bangers of Group C were dead and buried. Australian motor racing had embraced an international formula already well established overseas. Known as Group A, it brought with it an army of sleek European and Japanese flyers. Alfa Romeos, BMWs, Mitsubishi Starions, Toyota Sprinters, even a Jaguar V12. And the international flavour flowed into the driving lineup. Joining the Wizards of Oz like Alan Jones, Bondi, Jimmy Richards, Kevin Bartlett and Dick Johnson were New Zealanders Neville Crichton, Robbie Francevic, Kent Bagent, Denny Hume and more. During this inaugural season of Group A racing, gentleman Jim Richards won just about everything except Lotto and Bathurst. The James Hardy 1000 was the one that really got away. Jim's BMW slipped on some greasy kit stuff dropped by one of those nasty Commodores, and into the kitty litter it went, losing 3 laps and ultimately the race. The consolation prize for Jim and the team was the Endurance Championship Series trophy, which he sat on the mantle alongside his touring car title. Peter Brock, who'd hardly been an enthusiastic supporter of the new formula, surprised even himself at the second title race at Sandown, beating home Richards in a thriller to give the new mobile Commodore a stunning Australian initiation. Brocky began to believe that maybe this new Group A stuff wasn't so bad after all. But as the year unfolded, the 1984 champion found the wins tough to come by. Symonds Plains in Tasmania was next on the touring car calendar, and another shock. Old turbo pounder himself, Robbie Francevic from New Zealand, dished out the killer Kiwi Crunch. His sizzling silver Volvo took pole, and when the flag dropped on Sunday, it took off like an agitated apartment block and won easily. And right across our big brown land, yuppies rejoiced because their car had walloped those common old Holdens. Irrepressible Robbie continued to be a track stirrer, but had to wait till the final round of the Touring Car Championship at Oran Park for a repeat victory. Between Symonds and Oran Park, it was all Jim Richards. Dick Johnson began having nightmares about black BMWs, while Brock's nemesis proved to be the frantic Francevic Volvo. At Calder, Robbie was blamed for everything from carrying out some impromptu panel beating on Johnson's car to deflating Brocky's tyre. The all-action racing continued to pack in the spectators. No one was asking for a return to the old Group C rules. No one except for maybe one Alan George Moffat, who'd been left posted when Mazda withdrew. While Richards headed towards the inevitable touring car title, smaller cars often made life a misery for the outright runners. Alan Jones monstered the opposition in his Alfa en route to the unofficial Entertainer of the Year award before heading back to Grand Prix racing. The benefits of the new Group A regulations were emphasized at Bathurst when swarms of overseas teams landed on our doorstep for the James Hardy 1000. Tom Walkinshaw hit town with a 3-howling V12 Jag team, and Tom Terrific was immediately installed as favourite. But the dark horse was the Bob Jane BMW imported from Europe for the lead-footed Johnny Cicotto and Roberto Ravaglia. And then there were the Kiwis, Kent Bagent and Denny Hume, and of course Francevic, who'd been busy rehearsing his victory speech. And what a contest it was, the best Bathurst in years. Gone was the predictability of the past. Walkinshaw led before the big cat disgraced itself. Brocky charged like a demon and then broke with 3 laps to go. And it was John Goss who raced in from the cold to repeat his 1974 victory, battling a broken seat during the closing stages of the race. Then surfers for the final endurance car round, but Jim Richards and the beautiful black BMW had sewn it up. Group A is certainly here to stay, and now the new-look menagerie has assembled in Adelaide, fired up for the final touring car showdown for 1985.